Hi everyone, welcome back to Backstage WA. I'm Kaylin.
And I'm Shannon, and today we're here with Suzanne Worner, who is the Communications Director at Rev Film Festival. How are you today?
Very well, thank you. Thank you.
Very good. Excited in the lead up, so it's starting 12th of July, isn't it?
It is.
It's gonna be that last final stretch before everything kicks off again.
I'm so proud to be a part of it. I knew about the festival for so long before I ever got involved, and I was kind of intimidated and too scared to go near it. I was intrigued by it, but I was too intimidated. And then things happened and I became a part of it, and I realised, amazing things that Rev can do, but also I've been then trying to break down those walls so nobody else can find it intimidating and just welcoming to everybody.
How do you go into the curation of your films? Like, how does the selection process go down?
Jack Sargent takes care of most of it. We have our call for entries, so we get entries coming in from all over the world. There's hundreds and hundreds coming in, and as they come in I start putting them in spreadsheets for Jack, and he can go through them from there. But then there's always other things that Richard Suwada, who's the festival director, and myself, we're always sort of keeping our ears out, and just, something might come across our desk and we go, oh yeah, we want to do that. So plus we also commission films through the City of Vincent film project that we do. This year we've got 4 short films that we've commissioned, so we're actually making the content as well.
I know the City of Vincent has been huge in kind of the art scene as well. There've been like a documentary projects being made through there. But how did it kind of establish itself?
I wear 2 hats here because I'm a councillor for the City of Vincent as well. So, but I got to say, this happened a long time before I became a councillor, but they've been really progressive. They've got this progressive attitude, and they want to, for their local history centre, they want to create assets. They want to preserve stories. So they've got assets that they can put for their history centre. So this kind of ticks all those boxes in that if they can help filmmakers capture a story about Vincent, it helps so many people. So we do 3, actually this year we've got a 4th because we had this extra idea that we wanted to do, and we've just been able to create these things and we can preserve the stories so that the council, the city can keep promoting themselves or keep sharing their stories, but also filmmakers have got something now that they can actually put out there.
I know that Revelation has its own streaming service, right? Rev
Street.
Rev Street.
Yeah. So this was created a long time ago, quite a while ago. So it's like Netflix, but not. So you don't have to subscribe. You can just go through and go, oh yeah, that one. And you can hire that particular title for quite some time for a very, very tiny price. So there's about 500 titles, I think, at the moment, and we're constantly adding to that. So there's a lot of features from all around the world. Some of them have screened at Rev, some of them are things that we've just curated along the way, a lot of shorts. And a part of that is the WA component. So what I became aware of is that there are a lot of filmmakers here, it happens everywhere, but particularly here, who are making content, whether it be long feature lengths or shorts or whatever it is, music videos, whatever. But that gets lost in our digital world. Unless you've got the link to it, there's nowhere to find it. And even before that, if it's on a physical version, if it hasn't been converted to a digital format, it is completely lost. So I wanted to create the good old video store kind of thing where you can go onto here and you can find all this stuff that represents WA culture, WA stories. It's everything from, you name it. There's Ben Young's beautiful Hounds of Love to all kinds of shorts, student films, all kinds of music videos, you name it. So anyone who's got WA content, I want to hear about it because I want to link it to here, because I want to find a way to capture those stories so we can, if you want to find something about WA, you can find it here.
We've talked a lot with other guests as well about like the WA scene and its Backstage WA, especially in about how everyone's kind of bringing a lot of talent back to WA, a lot of posts back to WA. Are you excited to see kind of what the future holds for us here, especially with the new studio and everything that's been?
Exactly. Look, our opening night film is Devil's Peak, and that's such an amazing step in that. If that sets a precedence, that's an amazing step for our industry. So Ben Young, our local guy, has taken heads of department, sound, DOP, etc., to Hollywood to go and shoot a film over there with Billy Bob Thornton, Robin Wright, etc. Amazing cast. And then they brought it back here to do the post. Now, you're not meant to do it that way. You're meant to do your post over there. You don't bring your post back to Perth to do. But that's what they've done. And this is just such an enormous step, and I'm so proud of them. And we were able to screen this. We've got the Australian premiere, and we were able to have it for our opening night.
I know VR is one of the big parts of the festival this year as well. Could you explain more into that?
VR is... I'm still trying to get my head around all of this stuff, but we're trying to work it out. Like our key art is augmented reality, so you know how it comes alive with your QR code. So after Rev, the week later we do XRWA, which is our extended reality festival. So basically all of these things are part of screen culture, and they all need to be working together to see what we can create, what we can help each other do. So yeah, we've got virtual reality films at Rev, but we've got virtual reality films at XR as well. We've got all kinds of things that cross over those boundaries, but really can really assist each other.
Do you want to take us through like how the festival actually goes down, like how day by day, like what happens?
Every day we've just got something amazing to happen. We've got Soda Jerk on Thursday night, and I don't know if you've come across them before. They create the most amazing films, which are a compilation of everyone else's films. But it's got things like American Beauty and Wayne's World and all of those films. They've all been cut together to have this comment about Donald Trump. It's just the most bizarre, amazing stuff that they create. And Soda Jerk will be here to do a Q&A. And they'll be here as part of our festival. So that's an amazing, amazing thing. And we've screened all of their stuff over the years. So they come out with something every 3 years or so, and we're really proud to bring them back. We've got the world premiere of Frank and Frank on the Saturday night. I've got to confess, yeah, I've produced that one, so I'm also really, I've got that connection there, but I'm super proud of that. That's a completely independently funded film. It was done with the Great Southern Co-op down in Albany. Basically, businesses and residents in Albany funded this film, and we've made it. It's got Myles Pollard and Trevor Jamieson, and we've created, I think, a pretty cool film. We've got workshops happening during the day. We've got things happening at the back lot. We've got Australia Day, as you mentioned. We've got all kinds of talks and all sorts of bits and pieces happening over the 5 days.
So with the workshops, what kind of people have you got coming in for those? Is it very much open to the public, or is it like aimed particularly at film students or just people who enjoy film?
I want to encourage anyone who's got even the slightest interest to come along. And every workshop is slightly different. So I've got one, say, with the Writers Guild. They're putting something together. So obviously people who've got more of an interest in that's for them. We've got WHWA, which is the Women in Film and Television. They're going to do a session as well. So that sort of targets that group. We've got the Screen Advisory Group. They're going to do a session. They have these regular town hall meetings, so they're going to have one of those as part of Revelation. We also work out who our guests are and what we can do with them. You know, what can they present? So we've got some amazing producers coming over, so they're going to have one-on-one sessions. So all of those, we just sort of tailor it to see who we've got, who's around, and what we can do with them. But everything is made to be as accessible to anybody, whether you're a filmmaker or you just like sitting in the cinema and watching stuff. I don't care. It's like, if you can get something out of this, I'd love to have you along.
So once people get these relationships through these workshops, how does Revelation help people to continue to nurture these relationships? Is there anything other than the festival that Revelation offers past today?
So we're always looking for ways to help people take it to the next step, whether it be a cinema screening release, whether it be on our platform, whether it be taking it to international festivals. There's all kinds of things that we can do. So we've got our fingers in those pies, and if you want to come along on that journey, then we'd love to take you.
And if you want to find out more about XR or Rev just in general, where can they go or who can they reach out to?
I have the lovely Bianca on socials, so she's always putting stuff out. So any of the socials you'll find us on. But revelationfilmfest.org for our website, or xrwa.com.au. And later in the year we'll have the WA Screen Culture Awards. We'll be calling for submissions for that. So that website, and we've got the revstream.com.au as well. So there's a few there that we're trying to manage, but they all are connected, but they're open as well.
Thank you so much, Susie, for coming in today and speaking to us. It's been amazing having you, and I hope the festival goes really well this year.
Thank you so much. I love what you're doing, so thank you.
Thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much.
If you're interested in volunteering for Revelation Film Fest 2023, visit www.revelationfilmfestival.org/volunteer for more information.
So we're back again in a different setting because we're about to have a Zoom interview with Myles Pollard and Trevor Jamieson about their new movie, Frank and Frank.
It's a philosophical dramedy about two men coming together, very spiritual, pretty beautiful film, shot on location in Albany, so a WA classic again, which we're all about, and don't want to give away too much, but here is the interview with the two lead actors, and we hope you enjoy it.
So how are you guys?
I'm good, you said? Yeah, very good.
Now we've navigated the technical difficulties of trying to set up an interview over Zoom. We're all good to go now. So the movie was shot in Albany, as Adam's previous film, Edward and Isabella, was. How did you find shooting kind of outside the kind of metropolitan, and I feel like Albany is almost becoming a character of itself in Adam's films. So how did you find that experience being down there?
Albany's in the movie. I mean, with the art studio we had, it's actually an art studio, and those characters are actually within, they're like members of that community in that art studio. We had the guy that ran the local gun and rifle range, he's in the movie, and he's speaking really candidly about real history and stuff that he knows. And so you have all these little people and places that are so quintessentially Albany featuring throughout the movie, and I reckon that's sort of what makes it unique, right, Trev?
Oh yeah, it was amazing. I guess that's my sort of new experience with that. It sort of made me love, doing films even more. Is that having a very close sort of community backing, supporting you, and then what you're saying is right. Albany, with its character in itself, help a lot of us, creatively just pull through what Adam envisioned, and I had the most best time.
So there's a lot of biblical themes in it. Is there any correlation with that to the entire story?
I think the biblical, when I first read it, when I first opened up the screenplay and it opens with some of these biblical references, I thought, okay, here we go, it's a religious movie. And then you get through, and then there's I won't spoil it, but there is an umbrella of religious themes that are there in terms of my character who sells religious finance, and I think it's a really great character to introduce these themes, because the character is conservative, he's very diligent, he's very organised, he seems to have it all worked out. He has his finances in order, he has his religion in order, his relationship in order, seemingly. Trevor, who's this free-spirited, organic man who's just worked it out, his life is uncomplicated and simple, and you have this other character in me who's really probably overcomplicated in many ways. So I think the religion is a great umbrella to showcase the differences in the two characters. It's certainly not an evangelical movie, but in many ways it's a lot simpler than a religious movie.
When the audiences are coming away from the film, what kind of element of the story or your characters do you really hope resonates with them and that they take away from everything after they've seen it?
Well, I don't know. That's a very good question. I'm really curious myself to see, the final cut and all that. I guess I wouldn't know until I'm sitting down with someone or next to me or, just after the event to find out what sort of, impact it'll have. We'll find out, and I'm sure, it's going to be a hit. So far, it's been the talk of the town, I'm talking about Albany or, WA,
Yeah, for sure.
That's all.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how, because we haven't seen it, so we don't know what some of those moments are. But I hope that I think people will walk away from it. I don't know, just reassessing their own lives to a certain degree, and maybe realising that there's a simpler way. There's a simpler way of living. It's not so materialistic. It's not so success based. It's not social media based. It's about connecting with people around you and sort of celebrating moments. I think Adam's film is riddled with these little episodes that just happen out of nowhere. That's what I got out of the movie anyway. It's a lot of men confused, and the world's changed a lot, and I think men in many ways have been displaced or have become more impotent, and they don't know what their roles are. And I think the movie helps. It's a real guide for men to know that there is a purpose and there's a reason for living and existing. And you know, we've all been touched with mental health and suicide, all those sorts of things. And I think the film really provides some tracks for men to just live a simpler, happy life. And it can be applied to women as well, or to anybody. But that's what I got out of the movie.
Yeah, that's
sort of
really
inspired me, actually. And he applies it with his art. That's what I was trying to say about Adam as a director, is he lives it in his work. It's such a free way of directing, man. It's pretty scary sometimes. I loved it.
That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for talking to us today. We're very excited for the movie. It's world premiere, I believe, on the 15th. So we'll be there. We'll see you guys there as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for talking to us.